Peace to Universal Family, it's me Clockson, and this is day 7 of the Clockson Countdown. I know I promised y'all I was gonna make a video every day. Y'all think I'm gonna be playing, but nah, I'm serious, you know? I gotta stick to my word, you know? It's very important in times like this to do what you mean and mean what you say, you know? I'm a man of my word, and word is bond, so I have to live by that because I want other people to live by that. So I have expectations of other people doing the same. So I also have to carry that. You know, I was brought up to think and believe and live by treat people how you want to be treated. You know, so that's basically just the type of morals that I want to uphold within myself. That way, it doesn't seem weird for me to look so highly at people if I don't even practice those same things myself. You know, but that's beside the point of this video. This video is day 7 of the countdown, and I actually want to talk about sacrifices, right? This is something that dawned on me today because of the big announcement that I'm going to be telling you guys in 7 days. Well, it's happening in 6 days now, just because of when I upload this, it'll be 6 days left. But sacrifices, right? We all have to make sacrifices, no matter what life you choose. You're going to have to make sacrifices. One way or another along this road, right, called life. And I wanted to basically use an analogy that my brother always tells me, right? He always tells me, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I didn't really understand what that meant. When you evolve to a new level and you want new things in your life, not only do you have to get rid of old things in your life to make space for the new, sometimes those old things in your life are positive things, you know? Not everything that you replace in your life is necessarily negative. And we have to be aware of that. We have to be willing to make that sacrifice. So, for example, what my brother was always telling me, so basically, right, you can't have your cake and eat it too, which means you cannot have a cake that hasn't been bitten, right? And it's a completely full cake, but at the same time have a bite of the cake. That's physically impossible. You cannot have both. So that's where the term comes from. You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's where it comes from. You cannot have both. There's going to be something that you have to sacrifice. Either you sacrifice the fact that you can't have a bite of that cake, or you sacrifice the fact that, dang, I just took a bite of this and now the cake isn't full. You got to give up one or the other. So that's up to you to choose, but just know you're going to have to make the sacrifice. And that's basically what that means. So we have to be aware of that, and everyone's going to have to go through sacrifice in their life. So I just want y'all to be aware of it because it's not pretty. And not all things that you sacrifice in your life are going to be negative things. Some of those things are going to be positive things that you wanted to keep in your life, but you just can't because you can't take everything with you, you know? You can't, sometimes you just don't have enough space. For your new journey, you can't bring those things along. No matter how good they are in your life, you have to let them go. And that's a harsh reality that I just had to learn, and I want to share with y'all. You have to realize that if you choose to eat this cake, you will no longer have a full cake anymore. It will be a cake with a bite in it. So you have to live with that action that you're about to do. Yeah, you get to taste it, which is the reward. And actually, both of them have rewards, you know? The reward of having a really pretty cake is the reward that most people want. You know, I have a cake that's full, it's pretty, and I have that, you know? So I'm proud of that. But then it's also on the other end, it's like, dang, I want to eat this cake. You know, I want to taste it. It looks delicious. So if you eat the cake and you take a bite of it, now you'll no longer have that full cake. So you have to sacrifice the dream of having a perfect cake to be able to take the bite. If you don't take a bite of the cake, now you have to sacrifice the experience that you would have had if you wanted to taste it. Now you don't get to eat the cake, you just get to look at it. So you can only have one or the other. It's impossible to have both. You cannot have the exact same cake and at the same time eat it. It's impossible. So in that metaphor, because it applies to a lot of things in my life, like there are things that I'm going to have to realize and let go of that aren't necessarily negative. They're very positive in my life. But in order to make this next stage of my life happen, I have to sacrifice these things. And I don't necessarily want to, but it's mandatory. I cannot keep these other things in my life and also acquire the new thing. It is completely impossible. So I just want y'all to be aware of that as well and know that everything in your life, you can't have all positives in your life, like all the things you've ever acquired. Like all the people and all the things that you do, it's impossible to have. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but there's always gonna be a time in your life where you're gonna have to sacrifice something that you don't want to sacrifice. And I want y'all to know that. Like, I thought I could be the person to just have it all, but it's not like that. Life is not that black and white. You know, you're gonna have to give up things. You're gonna have to sacrifice things that you just didn't want to sacrifice, and you just like, dang, I just got to this point. You tell me I gotta give all this up, and it's not necessarily for anybody else, it's for yourself. Sometimes you have to give it up so you can reach the destiny that you're trying to reach. And the destiny that you're actually trying to reach might not need this one specific thing that was good in your life anymore. And now it doesn't necessarily make that thing bad. It just means that you can live without. You know, we have to practice the law of equivalent exchange. For my fans out there that watch Fullmetal Alchemist, you know exactly what this is. You know, if you want something, you have to exchange it with something of equal value. Okay, so anything in life that you want, if you want a car, you have to exchange that with currency, money, whatever, right? So things that I want are so grand that I have to sacrifice an equal amount of that that's already currently in my life right now to be able to acquire what I want. And it's making me really reflect and think like, dang, I did not want to sacrifice these things, but I don't have a choice. You know, I can't give up on the dream that I've wanted so long in my life, so I have to sacrifice these things. And it's just making me realize, and making me more centered, I guess, in a way, and more balanced, you know, knowing that I have to make these sacrifices. And I want y'all to know that too. Like, in your life, you're gonna come across these times where you're gonna have to sacrifice them. So don't be so down on yourself like I was earlier today. Just look at it and think of it as a replacement. Don't think of it as you losing something. Think of it as a replacement. Practicing sacrifice, being aware of sacrifices you got to make just to make things happen. All right. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't want to make this video too long. Make sure y'all follow me everywhere. This is day 7. New video tomorrow, and we're under a week now, so it's about to get real spicy real quick. So y'all just keep watching. But yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.